It's a beautiful day. Machen Mathews here. I want to share with you a few things setting up integrations with Mailbox Power. And today, I'm going to actually set up Shopify so that somebody who purchases a product from my Shopify website will actually receive a thank you for your purchase coupon specific to them, customized with their name and everything. It'll all be automatic so that when a user checks out on Shopify, they will receive a product out of Mailbox Power. Now, in this example, I'm using these very specific tools to do this. I'll be using Mailbox Power, I'll be using Shopify, and I'll be using Zapier. At some point, I used Canva to create a graphic for the background of the postcard. And other than pulling up those websites and creating the background of the postcard, I've done nothing else to prepare, so bear with me. I just wanted to run through this and share how simple it can be. In general, there's dozens of different apps that can connect to Mailbox Power, and they typically do so through Zapier, which we'll be using today. You might see me if I do happen to use the whiteboard, I'll use Z for Zapier. And these apps can all connect to Zapier. They can share information back and forth. And maybe this app here is your CRM, or maybe your website, or maybe your point of sale system, or something. And you want them to connect with Mailbox Power. That is totally possible. I'm using a terrible marker. I should have used a better marker for this today. Redraw this. We'll fast forward. Zapier here. Information two ways. And this way, if somebody is to utilize your point of sale, you can send information over to Mailbox Power, and that actually go out in the mail to send them some love from your company to them. Now, the reason we do this is we want to take the relationship of our customers from simply being seen as a customer, as a client of your business, to a person, seen as a person by the business. And that creates a sticky relationship with our clients, with our customers. So again, let's get this started. I'm heading over to Mailbox Power, and I'm going to need a few things. Like I said, we have Zapier set up. We have Shopify. Inside of Zapier, I'm sure I'm going to need a few things in order to make this happen. I'm going to need the address. So I'll get that as like the shipping address because I'm using a drop shipping website. My website does drop shipping. When somebody purchases a product, I want to collect their address. I want to collect their name. Hello, Zelly. My daughter is hollering over there. Address, name, and maybe the date, if possible, that they signed up. So I could use maybe their anniversary, like, hey, you purchased from us 6 months ago. How are you loving it? And what do I want to accomplish out of this? As soon as somebody makes a purchase, I want to acknowledge them for having done business with me. So I'm going to receive a purchase, and when the purchase occurs, I want to send a postcard that says thank you, and it has a coupon. Now let's go ahead, and the idea being the person receives it, goes back to our website, and makes another purchase. Let's do this. Upsell, cross-sell, buy something else from us. In my case, I want them to come back and make an additional purchase. So I'm sharing my screen here. We load up Shopify, load up Zapier, make sure these pages are loaded, like I was saying. And we're going to need, in order to carry this out, we're going to need this information, and on Mailbox Power we'll need a group and something we're going to send, a design, a project. and an automation. What we're going to do is send somebody to a group. The group will automatically send them, send them a design that we'll do here together quickly. All right, so let's dive right into it. Now, I want to create a new design. So I'm going to send a postcard. Four by 6 postcard. I'm going to design my own. Thank you for shopping. This is the name of my design here. Now on the front, I've already gone in my store and I've already created my coupon code. I already know what my messaging is going to be. So on the front, I'm going to upload the background of the card that I discussed. And that will be, bear with me one moment. Now, I want to do something super powerful here and add some custom text to this so that the person who receives it, it stands out to them more than a piece of junk mail, more than the local stuff that maybe fills up our mailbox or our email inbox, the spam, the junk. How do we really stand out? We're going to use one of the most beautiful words in any language. I'll use all caps. Actually, I'm going to use a font that's all caps. That word being your name. So, I want to pick a nice, tall, heavy font, easy to read from a distance. I like this one. Gonna move this up here. Make it really nice and legible with some bright white. Make it bold. Increase that size quite a bit. Now, once we've created our design, we'll be able to attach it to the group like we were talking about. So bear with me a few seconds and I'm going to get some copy set up for this. Copy being the text, the words that we're going to put on the card. Why are we thanking them? For shopping with our business. How about with us? So I can leave it nice and huge. And down below this, I'm going to use a font that I will be using on the back. I'm going to put my website. You'll put your website. You can put the merge field that Mailbox Power gives us. Return website. In this case, I'm actually going to put the exact website. Make it a nice font. Much smaller. Don't know if I like all the all that stuff, so I might just do www.mybitcoinstore.com. I think that looks a little better. Nice and centered there. Now we're going to design the back of the card. I'm going to keep it very, very simple. I have a coupon code. So coupon code, thank you, 22. Little hack here, a little advanced tip. Since I'm writing on a white card on the background, I'm going to actually add a color here and then I'll just remove it in a bit. But this way I can see where I'm eligible to write, because these areas are already used. If you're familiar with the designing on Mailbox Power, you'll know that these areas are already used, as they mentioned there. All right, now I'll put this close to the center, and the text we're going to say around this, just creating another text box. You can do that however you prefer. We'll say thank you for supporting our small business. Now we'll use the first name again, because we're able to do that. Make this a little bigger. All right, let's get this nice and centered. All right, now this is the most difficult part, and we are finished with it. We simply needed to, let's find a good font here. I want a cursive. Let's not do that one down at the bottom here. There we go. And now I'm going to turn that background layer off. Or I could leave it on and make that part of the design, change the fonts and stuff like that. But I like where we're going with here. Nice and simple, plain white font here. It's a nice way of making these things pop and really stand out. All right, thank you for shopping with us. They'll have their first name on it. They can use this coupon code. Straighten this font out a little bit there. All right, now I did have to create this coupon code over at Shopify. I'm not going to go into that process because it's not really relevant unless you specifically are running a Shopify business. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask or message me. I would love to support and assist. I do have about 10 minutes before I've got to go, so I'm going to try to run through this pretty quick. I have my my Shopify open. I have my Zapier open. I'm now going to create a Zap. That Zap will say, when somebody makes a purchase, send them this item. I was logged in. I don't know what happened. Hopefully we can fast forward this part. All right. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to go from Mailbox Power. Oh, wait. Actually, I'm using Shopify. So we go from Shopify. New customer. Now it's going to want me to authorize my accounts. So I'm going to ask for authorization. All right, we are connected. So now we'll continue. It'll test, see if it can find any new customers. It was able to find a customer. We're going to continue. And what do we want it to do? Well, we want it to go over to Mailbox Power and take this design and send it to somebody. So we're actually going to need to set up a group for that person to be added to via Zapier. We can learn that if we go through here. We say, what do we want? Create or update a new contact when this is happening on our Mailbox Power account, which you'll have to connect your account. What do you want to happen? So here's all the data that we can put into Mailbox Power. And what's happening is the trigger is going to load the data from Shopify into Zapier and allow us to write that value here. But I need to create an address book to be able to select where I want these people to be added to my Mailbox Power account. So we're going to come over to Mailbox Power, visit our contacts, create a new group over here on the top right. Simple name, whatever you want to name yours. Now, we'll have our special link and things like that that are really powerful at Mailbox Power. But for automation, we won't actually need to use any of that or to actually add contacts manually. We're going to use this to do that. A little more. Here it is. My Bitcoin Store customers. And we want to get the person's first name. Now, this is just example data that was pulled from our customer in Shopify. Where you see someone's name here, it'll actually use the most recent purchase or the data from that person's purchase. Now, we're not going to have company name, but we will have things like the street address. We can show all the options and search through these, or we can use here and look for street or address. So, oh, of course, it's got to be in Mexico, so it's going to be a little bit difficult. Saw the street, I didn't see the number. There it is. And we're just going to continue filling these locations as we need to. Now, even though there's no data here, I'm going to select that because it may be an apartment for the next purchaser. I want to make sure we use all the fields that we can that are available so we go ahead and collect that data and make it useful for what we're doing here. Notice I'm using the search part to find the address and then just looking for the address city. Or in this case, state. I'm not sure how we're going to do this because I don't know this from, oops, added extra letter. An American address would have been a little easier for me because those are the ones I'm used to seeing. Okay, here's our province. If we would have had a state. Yeah, so provenance is what Shopify is calling that. All right. Now I'm just using the delivery information. I didn't use the search there. Now I'm not sure if I'm gonna have dates. It's gonna be a little difficult to do that. So I'm gonna skip that one today. We could use an additional layer of complexity to get that sort of information there, but it'll be as easy as using the date that they're added to the calendar or to our customer list. So now we've filled out the merge fields that are required for us to be able to send. Go ahead and continue. Now, you'll know that we created that group together. There was nobody in that group as of yet. And what we're intending to do is add the person to the group. This test was successful. The contact was sent to Mailbox Power. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. I of course, will want to enable the automation that we were talking about. But let's go ahead. And now that this Zap is running, I'm going to organize it just to have some good standards here, even though it'll take a few extra moments. I didn't name that one or put it in a folder. So I need to make sure that we do that. Oh, tell them to come say bye. I'm recording. Okay. All right. So laptop died. So we're going to pick this up where I left it off. Let me go ahead and reshare my screen. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and name the Zap that we created. Organize that, put it in a folder like we mentioned. Is the easiest way to do that. Okay, so now I have this group. So the idea will be to go to my automations tab. We're going to create a new automation. And this is a drip automation. We've created the automation. Now we need to add shipments to it. The shipment will be thank you coupon 2022. Just so I know in my mind what campaign it started, when it started, what coupons it's associated to. And I'm going to add the project for thank you. Oh, there it was. Thank you for shopping. So now the shipment will send immediately. You know, I could say days after. So since I provide customized gear, it takes a few days to ship. I actually am going to add some delay to this. Add 7 days. That way the product has time to be created, shipped, and enough time for my client to receive it about the same time that the postcard arrives. Now, for a typical thank you or welcome to the business, maybe send immediately. So if I wanted to add other designs before or after this, I could do that real easily and then just adjust when I want them to send in that sequence. So now that I have this information all selected, I've created this automation. The next thing to do is make sure that there are recipients into the automation. That list of people that are entered into this automation is going to be the list for my Bitcoin Store customers. This was the list that I created. This is the list that I attached to Zapier. And as you can see, this person that we saw on Zapier, that was the most recent person who had made a purchase over in Shopify, does show up here. If you don't have any data in Shopify, it's going to be difficult to set it up. So at least put through a test purchase or what have you, if you're going to set up your own Shopify just like I did in this video. So with that being said, final thing we need to do, turn on the automation. It is currently paused. Today we went through, we created a design, we created a group on Mailbox Power, we added that design to Mailbox Power and set up Zapier. Zapier is able to add contacts into Mailbox Power, and those contacts will automatically get that design that we created. Now, in doing this, we had to create an automation and activate that automation. So you won't see a checkout or an invoicing process. Instead, what we will see is that when somebody places an order without any effort whatsoever on my part, Zapier is going to get some information and transmit that information to Mailbox Power. Mailbox Power is going to convert that information into a real item that someone can hold physically in their hand and cannot be deleted. I love that sentiment, and show up in their mailbox. If you're a business owner currently using systems for your business software, whether it's CRMs or lead qualification systems or WordPress websites or anything that connect with Zapier, you're able to then connect with Mailbox Power and integrate that in your business, just like we did today. With that being said, we should shortly see in our order history an order being created using the design that we just crafted, and the promise is it will go out in the mail the next day. So when you order something, and oh yeah, we set a 7-day delay, so we won't actually see that order yet. We'll see that order show up here in 7 days for that particular recipe that I created. But with that being said, I believe we accomplished what we set out to do. If you have any questions, please message me or leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to help, happy to support and assist in any way possible. Lots of love. See you guys at the top or to left decimal for all our crypto lovers out there. Peace, guys.